My name is Ryan Redman, and I serve as the Executive Director of the Flourish Foundation. And on behalf of our entire team, I'm so grateful that you've come to join us in this event. This year is different. Last year we got to spend time together at the Limelight, and we were in person celebrating the great work that we had done, the great work that we aspired to do. And this year we don't get to be together all as a group. Yet we can be together in our aspirations, in our hearts, in our minds, and we can still continue this work. And that is the beauty of this work, is that most importantly, it lives in each one of us. And because it lives in each one of us, no matter where we go, if it's with our family, our immediate circle of friends, the places we go, we will bring this work with us. And to really inspire us in this next phase of how Flourish continues to evolve and to adapt to a changing climate. We're really wanting to focus this year on the most essential piece of our organization, and that is the values that underlie our work and how we show up, not only as a staff, not only as an organization, but as members of our community. And one core value that we really want to focus on this year is joy. How do we find joy in moments of adversity? And can we not only find enjoyment, but can we find the joy that comes from opening our hearts to others?
My name is Kenya Gonzalez, and I've been involved in Flourish since 2017.
I'm Greg Travelstead. I'm one of the 3 founding directors of Pulaski Users Group.
My name is Kate Cox, and I am a member of the board for the Flourish Foundation, and I've been a member for a little under a year.
My name is Ben Anderson. I participated in the Compassionate Leaders program with Flourish, starting my junior year in high school. Probably my most reliable source of joy is, I think, my own mind, in that how I think really develops my reactions to things. Trying to develop and hone a perspective that seeks joy and prioritizes joy and values joy, creates it in my own life out of really anything. And I think that's what Flourish does for a lot of people, is teaching people how to hone a perspective and how to value specific things in a way that each person can make them present in their own lives, and how we can make that more present in the lives of people around us.
Yeah, I think joy for me has to be selfless. I think it has to be generous. I think real joy for me and real happiness comes from the act of giving. I think they have to have each other.
Seeing people be patient and understanding of everyone and taking care of people, I think that really brought me joy.
Flourish for me very much is about having conversations and creating considerations that I hold in my mind as I live, as I go about my days. And I think as human beings, we're social creatures, and so inevitably we will be faced with the experience of others, which in our world involves a lot of suffering. And I think, how do you confront the suffering of others? How do you confront the suffering of yourself and of the world, and face it with a smile? I think is a question that every person has to ask, and a question that a lot of adolescents are faced with that can be really difficult. When you exit the fairy tale of childhood, or at least the stories that you're told of what it's like to be an adult, and you really do have to confront suffering and the suffering of others. I think it is really joyous to be able to consider people's internal lives, people's internal conflicts, and to develop a compassionate lens that will allow you to respond to anything with kindness. And I think having the awareness and intent to respond with kindness or to initiate kindness brings joy, because it's part of a lifestyle that values joy. It's a way to have hope, that we can all have brighter days.
Being able to be part of something that's bigger than yourself and bigger than humanity almost, to just be like human and just have an organization that makes you just have like a more direct impact in the world.
Well, to me, the work that Flourish is doing is the most important nonprofit work I know of in this valley. I know we have many worthy nonprofits filling many necessary niches, but I think the importance of understanding mindfulness and bringing mindfulness and compassion into our everyday lives and teaching that at an age where the students fully absorb it and can internalize it naturally and incorporate it into their lives, I think it's the most important work there is here, because I have seen the result in compassionate leaders. I have seen how they deal with extreme adversity out in the wilderness doing the hardest work I know of. We're down here and doing farm and ranch work. This is a vacation compared to what we do out on the trails.
I think that teaching children, as well as adults, but mostly teaching children about their emotions, about the emotional landscape that they're finding themselves in when they're with their peers, and about how to regulate their feelings and communicate them, as well as to gain some sense of mindfulness, I think single-handedly could change the world. I found meditation when I was 19, and it pulled me back from the edge of the earth and put me really clear on what I wanted to do in the world. And I think it's cruel that we don't allow children to have access to their inner states, and I think that Flourish goes in and helps them to gain that access and gain that pathway inward. And I think from there they become anything they want to be. You know, I feel very emotional about this, but yes, this feels very important to me.
But I also think Flourish has given me such a strong foundation and touchstone and depth of experience, a depth of thought in areas regarding my kind of happiness and my health and just respecting myself and others, that it's just a really powerful place to draw on, you know, even just within my own brain. So without that, you know, I probably would have had a lot more and deeper struggles with being kind to myself and being kind to people around me, and just wanting to look at every new day with a smile. You know, it gets hard sometimes, but I have this experience with Flourish that I can draw on, or, you know, realizations or thoughts that I came to because of conversations I've had that I can draw on to keep me, you know, getting out of bed in the morning.
So to watch the resilience and the self-support that the participants have, that have learned through Flourish how to regulate their emotions, how to support one another, how to themselves find joy in acts of compassion, inspires me. And I think the world will be a better place if Flourish and groups like Flourish, if there are any, can extend this envelope of compassion far and wide. And I'm proud to be playing a satellite role in Flourish's existence and growth.
And so here's a tool set. Here are people that care about you, that are going to value you, that are going to show you and let you think and discover your own ethical considerations and way of living that's going to uplift you, that's going to uplift everyone around you. And I think that's enormously valuable. We should all work to develop that, Flourish or not.
And if you find in this journey that you discover the joy of kindness, think about, how can I pay this forward? How can I continue to support a container for others to touch into their human values, to touch in to their capacity to express kindness? Please join us this year in exploring the joy of kindness and expressing your generosity to support our organization in moving forward and using this challenge as an opportunity for us all to grow and to truly flourish. And thank you for considering bringing kindness into the world.
The world we see and create is the world we live in, and Flourish, I think, teaches people how to create a world that's worth living in. When I say thank you at Flourish, it means so much to me, and I feel like it's the place where I started to enjoy saying thank you, and I learned how to say thank you, from my heart, because I cared, about who I was saying it to, about what it meant, and wanted to say thank you, not as an obligation, but as a gift.